Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of Tuesday Talks with the Mayor. At last night's council meeting, our Chief Financial Officer Scott Olson and Business Administrator Alex Miller introduced the Borough of Dunellen's 2026 municipal budget, with the public hearing and adoption scheduled for the May 4th council meeting. I'd like to take today's Tuesday Talks with the Mayor and share some of those details with you, as well as discuss the state of New Jersey's continued inaction to restore the energy tax receipts that are rightfully owed to municipalities and how it directly impacts us. To better understand how your tax dollars are used, it's important to look at where that money actually goes. For every $100 collected in property taxes in Dunellen, only a portion stays with the borough. The rest is distributed to the other entities who set their own budgets, which impacts the overall tax rate. Out of every $100, $57.22 goes to the Dunellen Public Schools, $12.95 goes to Middlesex County, $1.23 goes to Middlesex County Open Space, $1.34 goes to the Dunellen Public Library, and $27.26 goes to the borough for all municipal services. What this means is that only about 27% of your total property tax bill is controlled by the municipal government. For example, if you pay $10,000 in property taxes, only $2,700 goes to the municipality. The remaining 73%, or $7,300, is allocated to the other entities outside of our control. When we talk about keeping taxes stable and managing costs responsibly, we are doing so with just over a quarter of every tax dollar, while still delivering the core services our residents rely on every single day. Each year, we put together a budget that reflects our responsibility to our community by maintaining essential services, investing in infrastructure, and protecting taxpayers. This year's budget continues that commitment. Approximately 90% of this budget is made up of contractual or statutory obligations that we are required to pay, including salaries, health benefits, pensions, and debt service. That leaves only a small portion of the budget that we can use for any discretionary spending. So while we always look for efficiencies, most expenses are fixed and largely outside our discretion. One of the largest ongoing pressures remains employee health insurance. In a proactive and forward-thinking move, the borough transitioned from the state health benefits program to the Horizon Health Insurance Fund to better manage rising costs. While the state plan was projected to increase by 36.5% this year, we limited our increase to just 14% by joining the Horizon Health Insurance Fund, offsetting what would have been an additional $340,000 increase. This demonstrates our commitment to long-term financial planning and responsible governance. We are also strengthening our organization through deliberate operational improvements. This includes a comprehensive merit-based evaluation system for all non-union employees. Each employee completes a self-assessment reviewed by management, which helps set clear goals and determine annual raises rather than the across-the-board increases. Standardized merit-based agreements, healthcare contributions in retirement, elimination of longevity pay for new hires, and competitive merit-driven salaries all enhance accountability, improve performance management, and allow for predictable long-term financial planning. On the operational side, we continue to work smarter and reduce expenses wherever possible. Last year, our Department of Public Works implemented more efficient practices for leaf and brush collection, reducing reliance on county services and lowering costs. We are also actively evaluating shared service opportunities, optimizing existing agreements, and identifying additional cost-saving measures across all departments. Investment in infrastructure remains a top priority, particularly for our roads, streetscape, and public spaces. Many of these projects are supported by grant funding from the New Jersey Department of Transportation, totaling over $7.5 million to date since 2020, with $1.5 million in 2026, allowing us to make meaningful improvements while minimizing the impact on local taxpayers. Additionally, we are conducting a borough-wide parking assessment to improve downtown parking, including better signage, clearer directions, and new parking opportunities for businesses and visitors. Now, I want to discuss a very important topic, energy tax receipts, which plays a major role in municipal budgeting. Decades ago, when the state restructured utility taxation, municipalities lost a significant source of revenue. Energy tax receipts were intended to make towns whole, but for years, the state has only provided a fraction of what was originally promised. Estimates show that more than $14 billion intended for municipalities has been diverted over the past 2 decades, with Dunellen owed an estimated $6 million, leaving Dunellen's annual budget aid to remain fairly stagnant at around $600,000 annually. Even as inflation rises, non-discretionary costs such as healthcare continue to increase, and the borough must still invest in maintaining and improving its aging infrastructure. This shortfall forces municipalities to make up the difference through property taxes or other measures to generate revenue, placing additional burden on local taxpayers. Meaningful property tax relief cannot be achieved without adequate state support and a commitment to honoring these obligations by the state. While there is ongoing discussion at the state level about potential reforms, current proposals fall short of fully addressing the issue, and municipalities still lack a clear accounting of total collections under the program. In my work as president of the New Jersey Conference of Mayors and alongside the New Jersey State League of Municipalities, we continue to advocate for the state to fulfill its commitment, provide true property tax relief, and deliver the funds municipalities are statutorily entitled to, rather than using them as a bargaining tool in the budget process. And despite these ongoing challenges, we have worked hard to keep your taxes as stable as possible. The municipal tax rate is essentially unchanged at 0.649 per $100 of assessed value, compared to 0.650 last year. For the average home in Dunellen with no change in the assessed value from 2025, this results in no increase in municipal taxes. Because the borough uses an annual reassessment program, individual property assessments may increase or decrease based on market conditions. So for example, a $10,000 increase in assessed value will result in approximately a $65 change in municipal taxes. In addition to fiscal discipline, we continue working toward diversifying our tax base through business attraction, strategic commercial redevelopment, and the thoughtful use of pilot agreements. These efforts reduce the burden on residents and create more stable, sustainable revenue streams for the borough. Through our budget process, residents continue to receive a full range of services, including police protection with over 20,000 calls for service, fire and emergency response, public work operations, infrastructure improvements, and community programming that enhances the quality of life here in Dunellen. At the end of the day, our goal is simple. We want to deliver the services you rely on and invest in the future of our borough in a way that is fair and responsible for taxpayers. If you are interested in watching the full budget presentation, you can visit the borough's YouTube channel at youtube.com/@Borough of Dunellen. You may also visit the borough's website at dunellen-nj.gov to review all the budgetary documentation that was presented last night and to look at the budget itself for your own review ahead of the May 4th council meeting, in which it will be publicly heard. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Tuesday Talks with the Mayor. Thank you, God bless you, and have a great rest of your week.